Chris Lotz with the Pallets Real Estate Group. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Beyond the Keys, maybe solo edition. And this is more or less just kind of a fun video talking about all of the craziness of the past 2 years. No new news that 2020 and 2021 were pretty crazy when it came to buying a house. Right now, we're starting to kind of cool off, and that's what I am starting to say. We're starting to normalize and cool off. 2020 had about 10% of appreciation year to date, year over year. 2021 was about the exact same thing, 10%. NAR and other organizations right now are anticipating 2023 to be a 3% appreciation. So I guess in perspective to what has happened over the past 2 years, yes, it is a little crazy, it is a little weird, but it's more or less normalizing. I don't believe prices are drastically decreasing, at least in our neighborhood. I can't speak for the major cities, the Californias, the New Yorks, the Floridas, the Texases, on how prices are reflecting there. I think a lot of it is media pushed and media backed scare tactics. I don't know, but it's definitely putting out headlines that are made to click. Clickbait is a word and a definition for a reason, and do we aim to get the same amount of interest on our videos via clickbait? Maybe, but at the same time, it's just to engage that consumer, engage that audience, to get them to engage with the post, to then start a discussion. I digress. I think moving forward, we're being very normal, but looking back, I think it's kind of funny to look back to see what people had to do to get houses under contract. We didn't do anything like this in this article, but we did do some crazy things when it came to getting things under contract. Escalation clauses, appraisal guarantees, waiving inspections to be focused on health and safety only. We felt like in our small, tight community here in Michigan, it was about the relationship more of anything between agents and lenders. So when it came down to it, there were multiple offers on every single house. And what was the difference? The difference was who's the agent and who's the lender. So it really is important on who you're choosing for both of those things. And we have videos that always talk about those two things: how to find a great lender, or use our preferred lenders, or how to find a great agent in your area, or call us today. So looking back, what did people have to do? More than a mortgage, the weirdest buyers offers, and this was pandemic stuff. I think there's dates on all of these. Key findings from this study was 25% of buyers would buy the seller's pet for a house. 16% of buyers would offer their existing home for a house. 8% of buyers would offer a marriage proposal for a house. Kind of crazy. Again, we never came across anything like that. Maybe it was a few bottles of wine, a case of wine, a paid for date night out, something just to make yourself stand out just a little bit further than the rest. We definitely did love letters in certain situations, or buyer letters to sellers. Did it always work? No. Did sellers always want to see those things? No. Did we deter our sellers from maybe reading all of those? At times, because we felt like at times potentially, because in certain situations, you want to be making the best logical decision when it comes to dollars and cents. What makes sense for you as a seller to maximize your dollar and get us to the closing as soon as possible? Not, sad stories. Everyone's got a story. And it's good to take that into consideration, but is it the reason you choose an offer? I don't know. So there's 8 offers from all around the country that they pulled as some of the craziest offers to get things under contract. Number 1 is going to be in Bethesda, Maryland. I actually lived in DC for about 3 years. I was in DC, a few blocks north of the White House. Then I moved to Virginia. I was in Arlington, then Alexandria, lived there for a few years, then relocated to Chicago. My past life is actually medical device sales. So it was orthopedic implants, plates and screws, upper extremity fractures. March 1st, 2020, I moved home for real estate. with my mom, and one, should have done it 10 years ago. I should have started this at 19 years old because of the opportunities, the freedom, the love for what we're doing and how we're helping people. Second to none. Medical device sales, it's sexy when you talk to a lot of people about my past. But at the end of the day, I was begging for Fridays and I was scared of Mondays. It's no way to live. So number 2, Raleigh, North Carolina. Number 3 is Maryland. Number 4 is Carbondale, Pennsylvania. 5, San Antonio, Texas. 6, Orlando, Florida. 7 was a house in Michigan. 8 was in Houston, Texas. So number 1, the buyers offered to name their firstborn child after the seller. So in Bethesda, Maryland, an offer on the property included rather personal meaning. The buyer offered a pledge to name their firstborn child after the seller, even though the city was dubbed after a local church in similar fashion. It wasn't enough to swing the buyer. The offer was ultimately rejected. So the offer to name her firstborn son, the outcome, they did not win. And maybe that was a situation. That's pretty crazy. Would I accept a base on that? Probably not. But it probably came down to dollars and cents. What was going to net those sellers the most? Number 2 in Raleigh, North Carolina. It just says Bengal cat. Offer was declined. But the offer was in Raleigh, North Carolina. A seller received more than 55 offers on a house. The most that we've seen is probably maybe 20, maybe 18, 55 offers. And I've even heard in Nashville or Texas, hundreds of offers on homes. So that's crazy. But one unique offer stood out above the rest. The prospective buyer added a $10,000 Bengal cat to their offer. Although this hybrid cat can jump great heights and is known as a flyer, the seller did not jump on board and declined the offer. Kind of funny. Probably just not a cat person. Number 3 was Maryland, and it was $50,000 over asking price and a free vacation. An offer over the asking price is always appreciated. Obviously, what's going to net you more? But what about a free vacation on top of that? Buyers in Maryland not only offered sellers $50K over the asking price, but also offered to let them spend 2 free weeks of vacation at their beach house in Texas. As soon as the seller heard about the offer, they sent pictures of the beach house as if they were already planning the vacation. The offer, $50K over, free vacation, it was accepted. The offer was accepted. So is that the reason they won? Obviously, the $50K over probably was a huge incentive, but was the cherry on top the vacation? Who knows? Sounds like it was. Carbondale, Pennsylvania. In Carbondale, Pennsylvania, a couple interested in buying a property weren't just interested in the house itself. Not only did they love the house, but they loved the seller's cat as well and made an offer on both. Buy the seller's cat. They ended up winning. They bought the cat and they bought the house. There's a few other pet stories in here. And the other one here in Michigan actually makes sense. There was a few times here in the past few years where we did see cats in the property, and I joke and I say everything's got a price on it. But at the end of the day, is something is always worth something. Is somebody interested in selling a cat and sell a house? Obviously, in this situation, the answer is yes. Number 5, San Antonio, Texas. What was offered to them was, it isn't unusual for a seller to receive letters or emails from interested buyers. However, in San Antonio, Texas, an interested family went above and beyond and sent the sellers of a popular listing a fully edited video along with their offer. The video was shot while the family was at a showing of the house and went through how the home was a great fit for each family member. Be aware of potential discrimination that can result from adding to these letters to your offers. That's always a disclaimer when it comes to love letters, is nothing that could potentially allow or affect the seller from violating fair housing acts. Nothing very specific. I think it's good. It definitely flirts that line. But it's definitely good to give people context, but not too much detail. This is great. We've actually done this before as well. We didn't do a fully edited video, but we did do a video of 3 kids while we were helping somebody purchase a house. And it was we love your home. Thanks for the opportunity. We're submitting an offer. Hopefully it all comes together for us. We did that a few times. It didn't work. We did it a 3rd time, ended up working. Was it because of the video? Don't know. I definitely know we were the best offer in terms of terms. So nothing but a good thing. Their offer was accepted. So maybe it was the fully edited home video and offer. I'm sure dollars and cents definitely came into play on that one. But at the end of the day, allowing those sellers to get perspective to who you are is never a bad thing. They do want to know that it's a young family taking over or your situation a little bit. Does it help? Without a doubt. Number 6, Orlando, Florida. In Orlando, Florida, a senior couple offered free tickets to Walt Disney World to a house seller's kids. Walt Disney World to a house seller's kids, along with their offer. A dream is a wish your heart makes, and this magical deal was just too sweet for the family to pass up. They delightfully accepted the offer. Although the tickets are no match to a catch offer, it was the genuine and pure intentions of the senior couple that won them the house deal. Offer was accepted and they did receive those tickets. Congratulations. 7, Michigan. This is in Michigan. An elderly gentleman planned to move out of state and needed to sell his home, but with one condition. So this was the seller saying, buy my house, but you got to do this one thing. The buyer would need to take in his older German Shepherd dog along with his property. Luckily, the seller found the perfect match. He found a buyer who loved his pup and his home equally. It was obviously accepted. He ended up selling that house and the dog altogether. I'm sure he was moving to Florida in a condo. Maybe he had restricted on pets, and it just wasn't going to work out for him any further with that dog. And then too, that's a big move. And is the dog 13, 14 years old? Maybe it's just got a few years or months to live, and he wanted to enjoy it as comfortable as possible. But congratulations on that. Number 8, and I believe the final one, is Houston, Texas. This is another dog one. Buying off seller's pet continues to be a popular home offer trend. In Houston, Texas, a prospective buyer offered not only a good price for the listing, but a price for the seller's dog as well. The seller accepted the buyer's cash offer, but decided to keep their pet in the end, even when the buyer kept raising their offer. So they got the cash deal. They didn't get the dog. I'm sure it's a great dog. I don't know if I would sell my dog with my house. I've never been in that situation, but I don't know if I would do it. This is just a little cap off on the end. Floridians with the most unique buying offers. From the states we've collected the buyer stories from, Florida was the most popular state with unique buyer options. Currently, homes in Florida are being valued over market by an average of 20%. So that's crazy. Here in Michigan, it was 10%. On average, it's 20% in Florida, causing home listing prices to be higher than normal. With a high-priced market, bidding wars on popular listings have not subsided. Therefore, including unique add-ons to strengthen an offer is the route to go to seal the deal. Try it in your next offer. I don't know about buying the next dog or throwing in tickets, but definitely an opportunity to be unique, stand out, make your offer 1 in 55, and it probably gives you that much better of an opportunity to purchase that house. So all in all, it's about being different and it's about standing out. And we're constantly trying to do that with our buyers. And is it buying a dog or, being 50K over? No, not necessarily, but that's a lot of the job up to us to be able to pitch our case, whether it's FHA, VA, RRD, to these listing agents to get them to understand that they're more than qualified. They're utilizing a program that fits their needs best. So it's a lot of selling. And yeah, we sell homes, but at the end of the day, we can't sell you a specific house. We have to be a consultant as much as possible with our experience and how we've been successful in getting houses under contract, through contract, close, period. I can't sell this house based on what it is. You have to love it as a buyer. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of sales that goes into a real estate agent's life. And if you're not willing to sell your customers, sell your buyers to those sellers as much as possible versus just typing up offers, showing them houses and passing them over, what are you doing? It's also the difference between every agent. There's good, bad, and ugly dentists. There's good, bad, and ugly mechanics. There's good, bad, and ugly real estate agents. We sell 90 homes a year. There's a reason we do that. We sell 90 homes a year because we're selling our clients. We're getting them top dollar. We're getting them into homes. We've got a great brand reputation and relationship with other agents in the community. So we help people like you every single day, whether it's 10 days or 100 days, whether it's tomorrow or in a year. We're here to help. Shoot us a text, shoot us a call. We're ready to help you on purchasing or selling your next house. Chris Lotz with the Pat Lotz Real Estate Group. As always, there's lots to love in Livingston County.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to use those like, comment, and share buttons below. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Pat Lotz Real Estate for more helpful home buying and selling tips. Want a free comparable market analysis? Scan that QR code on your screen or visit our website at www.patlotz.com and fill out the request form. There's lots to love in Livingston County.